Hey, Christoph here. Here's an overview of this flow diagram for what can happen in a Lightning Send user flow. Thanks for the feedback I've already received on this. And here is a slightly improved iteration. I'm sure still lots of things missing. But let's start at the top. So if I want to send Bitcoin with a Lightning First wallet, I have three starting points here. One is I just want to send Bitcoin to someone. Then I want to set up recurring payments, and I want to allow an application to withdraw Bitcoin, like an allowance. I'm not dealing with these two here, just dealing with I want to send Bitcoin. Now in here, there are a few different situations. I'm presented a static identifier to send to, could be a Lightning address. And by static, I just mean it's not a dynamic invoice that expires. It's something that I can send to today, tomorrow, next week, and it will stay the same. Just like a mailing address or an email address or a phone number. Second one is I have a saved contact to send to. That's pretty straightforward. Third one is I'm presented with a physical QR code, meaning physical here really just means that it's not on the same device that my wallet is on. And then the last one is I see a clickable link in a site or app. There's another one here that I haven't thought through yet, which is initiating payment through NFC, just through the proximity of my device to another device. But that requires a little bit more research. But let's talk about the clickable link in a website or app. So I click the link, the device, the operating system knows what to do with this link and opens my wallet application that is registered for these types of links. The application launches. It identifies the data in that link. It could happen that it doesn't support this particular format, and then I'm stuck. But let's say it supports all of these formats here, and it either is a node ID, a Lightning address, an LN URL pay address, an on-chain address, or a Lightning invoice, and then my app knows what to do with these. Other approach is if I see a QR code, it's very similar. I open my wallet application. Could also be the case that I open the default camera on my smartphone, which they typically can also detect QR codes. But in this case, I use my wallet app for it. I tap scan, go to the scan screen. The camera identifies the QR code. Could happen that it doesn't understand it, or it doesn't understand the data format in the QR code. But if it works, then we're back here in this same spot where now the application has something it can work with to initiate this payment. If I have a saved contact, I open my wallet app, I tap send, I'm on the send screen, I tap contacts, get a contact screen, I pick my contact, and then the application, it does not have an invoice yet. It just has one of these static identifiers, which can be node ID, Lightning address, an LN URL pay address, or an on-chain address. There might be something else. Let me know what I'm missing here. Okay, if I have a static identifier, I can either copy it. I can, if it's, let's say, a Lightning address, I can also memorize it. I don't have to write it down. I can copy paste it. I can write it down on paper. For a lot of formats, copy pasting using the clipboard is probably the easiest. Open my wallet app. When I open this app, it automatically detects if there's an identifier on the clipboard. Could also happen that it doesn't support this. Then the user needs to go through the manual send, or maybe they're stuck and need to find a different wallet or go back and get some other identifier. The app can ask me if I want to create an invoice from this identifier or if I want to send to this identifier. In this case, I want to send something to there. Then it takes me to the send screen, and it has all of this information here to work with. Now, if this invoice, if I'm doing an on-chain address or my invoice didn't contain an amount, I can add this one or I can adjust it. Then the app detects the layer that I'm dealing with here. If it's an on-chain address, then I need to make sure that the fees are way more important. I might be able to say, like, this is urgent, I'm okay with paying a higher fee. It's the fee's low anyways, I might just go for, try to pay a low one. If it's not urgent, I don't really care. I'll go for the lowest fee, even if it takes 2 days. And then I need to review my transaction before I confirm that I want to actually broadcast it. Now, if I'm on Lightning and I have a static identifier, node ID, Lightning address, and URL pay address, I still need to get an invoice from somewhere. So the application needs to negotiate that invoice. And so I end up with an invoice, and then it needs to figure out if I have enough liquidity here. If I don't have enough liquidity, the app can offer a channel opening, automatic channel opening, if it offers that Lightning service. It could ask me to do that, or it could just tell me that this payment will require a channel opening, it's going to cost this fee, and I can either accept or decline it. But if I decline it and the application allows me to manage my channels myself, then I could go to the channel screen and then we're back at the beginning. If otherwise, I'm kind of stuck. If I have enough liquidity, then I am pretty much good to send this one out. I just need to confirm it. And a few things can happen here. If it's an on-chain transaction, it will simply get broadcast and it's going to process, go to the processing screen, because I need at least those, at least one confirmation and ideally 6 until it's completely confirmed. Now, if my Lightning payment works, it's very straightforward. I will instantly, within a second, I'll get my response, go to the success screen. If it is pending, let's say the receiving node is not online, then we should get to this processing screen and figure out what what we tell people there, how long we let them wait, if let's say they go somewhere else, how we inform them about the success or failure later. And then, if it fails, then we have to we have to inform the user about why that is and what they can do if there was no route found, if it timed out, anything else. They should get some appropriate option. One scenario is that they can do an on-chain fallback, which then goes back into this whole thing about adjusting fees and kind of reconfirming what they want to do, and goes into this broadcast flow. And then it could also be an option that you just want to try it again right now, or you want to try it again later. There might be other options here too, but ideally everybody ends up here, and then either during this processing screen or when the transaction is successful, the user then still has the option to save this contact, label the transaction for future reference and accounting. So there's a lot going on here. Please let me know what I missed, and I hope this is useful for figuring out what content we should put in the Send Bitcoin page in the payment section. So let me know. Thanks.